The last major airborne assault in history was to occur on African soil. In 1978, the operational situation required the execution of South Africa's first large-scale airborne assault, Operation Reindeer. Prior to this, parachute operations had been rare, consisting mostly of platoon or sometimes company size. This time, the operation called for an assault on a SWAPO base some 200 kilometers inside Angola by 320 paratroopers. This composite force of a battalion minus, commanded by Colonel Breytenbach, carried out the first light parachute assault on the SWAPO base codenamed Moscow at Cassinga.
We took off in the region of 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. We jumped at 7 o'clock, and 2 minutes before 7, the Canberras bombed the parade ground and the base. There were about 2,500 enemy on the ground, which was picked up from aerial photographs. We landed and moved into position. We were actually dropped about 1.5 kilometers past our target and moved into position. I was with Charlie Company under command of Commandant Brett, and Colonel Breytenbach was leading the whole attack.
Closely supported throughout by the South African Air Force, the operation inflicted heavy losses on the opposition, but with only 4 paratroopers lost in the action. Colonel Breytenbach himself was lightly wounded during this heated exchange, and the composite battalion was forced to execute a hot extraction by helicopter troopships when Angolan tanks counterattacked.
We took off, and I thought, now we're out of here. I was sitting at the door, and looking over my right shoulder, I saw a guy standing on the ground, shooting and waving in the direction from where the convoy was moving in. You could actually see the tanks moving through, and I spotted this chap. I got hold of our pilot and told him there's a man on the ground. Eventually he believed me, and he then contacted John Church, who was in the last chopper out. He took off and he asked John, he said, "Please cover me, I'm going down to pick up this man." John Church then replied and said, "I'll pick him up. I'm at a lower altitude than you, I'll pick him up, you rather cover me." We went down, covered John, and they landed. While they were picking up this man on the ground, the tank shot at the chopper, and the projectile cleared the chopper probably by 1.5 meters. So we were very lucky not losing a chopper as well as the men inside there. The John Church then took off, and we were out of there.
Paratrooper initiative and perseverance turned a nasty situation into a successful operation in which the objective was achieved. Nevertheless, many things went awry during the operation, and certain deficiencies and shortcomings were identified. Amongst other things, the need to have more than just infantry for such an operation, as well as the need for a fully staffed and experienced headquarters. The importance of forming a parachute brigade had been clearly demonstrated.